I think I learned more about how to teach there than in anything else, because when you're sitting, you got 34 kids sitting in front of you, wiggling on the uh, picnic benches, and you don't have any books. There's no black, and just like I started to teach them how to do borrowing and subtraction. And in that, my elementary school in the first 3 grades were kind of iffy because I skipped grades, and so I pretty much taught myself how to do a lot of things. And so I had figured out this way of doing subtraction, and it worked for me, so I didn't think anything of it. So I'm up there teaching this. One of the kids raises their hand and says, "That's not the way we learned it in Seattle." And I said, "Oh, okay, come on up and show me how you learned it in Seattle." And then they showed me how they borrowed and all. I thought, "Oh, that makes good sense." But we used I used like gardening for teaching math, because we dig up a little plot in the front of the school and plant a few things, and then reading, we just kind of gathered up books we could find in the neighborhood. And it wasn't until had been in school for about, I'd say it's good 3 months before we started getting books. And we started getting books from California. The books that they had discontinued. And so we got something like 500 fourth grade readers. But we didn't need 500 fourth grade readers. We needed a lot of different readers. But and then about that time we started getting, certified teachers. So there was a teacher that came in, so she took my fourth grade. And then I was asked to take the fourth grade down. See, we had 2 elementary schools, Stafford and Huntsville. And so they said, would I go down to the Huntsville? Because the teacher down there was having a lot of trouble with this group of kids. I tell you, I walked in there, and you wouldn't have believed that they were throwing spitballs and everything. And I thought, that's not going to go with me. But the trouble was that was a very, very bright group of kids. And she wasn't keeping them busy enough. And by that time, we had enough books and so on, but we were still on picnic benches, which was really hard on kids, because you can't put your feet down, and you're somebody sitting right next to you, you poke them, and